Okay guys, we're back with another recipe. We're going to be making some pizza dough first for this pizza. So I'm just going to show you my cookbook here. I hope you guys don't mind me doing it this way. So this is the pizza dough here, and it makes 2 small pizzas or 1 big large pizza, which is 12 slices. So we'll see if it does it. I've always made my pizza dough with fathead dough pizza. This one is with cashews. So we'll see how this goes. So we're going to do 1 cup of raw cashews into the food processor. Let me get you guys situated here, right? There we go. Perfect. Okay, so I've got my cashews in here, and we're going to do 1 cup of cashews here. This will be interesting. I've never made pizza dough with cashews before. And then we're going to use almond meal. So this is the almond meal. I got this off of Amazon a while back when I was doing some keto recipes. So I've had this, and you're going to do 1 cup of almond meal. Look at a mess. Making a mess. I'm always good at doing that. Definitely. And then we're going to process this flour or the almond meal and the cashews really quickly. Okay, now we're going to add some Italian seasoning, which I've got right here, and we're going to do 1 tablespoon of Italian seasoning. Perfect. And then we're going to add in 1 teaspoon of garlic. I've got my garlic here. 1 teaspoon. Looks good so far. Everything I like so far. And then some sea salt. And then we're going to pulse this 5 times to combine. So we're going to put this back on here. Pulse. Okay, and now we're going to add in the wet ingredients. So we're going to add 2 organic eggs. You can use whatever eggs you want. I'm just using these Nelly ones here. And we're going to do 2 eggs. Perfect. And then we're going to add some olive oil and 2 tablespoons of olive oil. And that is everything. Then we just pulse this about 10 times, it says. And then we're going to put it on a cookie or a pizza dough sheet here. And then it says to let the dough sit for 5 minutes. So we're going to let this dough sit for 5 minutes. And then I'm going to get my, is this a medium or is this a large? Is this a medium or is this a large? I think it's a medium. And this is a large. So we're going to use this here. So I am going to get this, and we're going to put some parchment paper, I believe. Let's see here. Make 1 large pizza, roll the dough into a bowl, or if you make 2, separate the dough, transfer to the baking sheet and bake for 7 to 9 minutes until golden brown. So it doesn't say to put parchment paper. Oh yes, it does. Preheat the oven. Line a baking sheet with parchment paper. Okay. Okay guys, so now this dough is sat for 5 minutes. Now we're going to put it on this parchment paper here. It's very sticky compared to the fat dough. Let's see, very sticky. It says to wet your hands. So put the dough. I'm just trying to get it out of the bowl here. Very, very sticky. Interesting. I don't know how well this is gonna taste. It's so sticky. I wonder how it gets sticky like that. I have no idea. Okay, almost done here. I don't have a rolling pin or anything like that. So I'm just going to kind of flatten this out, maybe grab some water and try to flatten it out here. Okay. So yeah, it doesn't stick when your hands are wet, so that's the best way to definitely flatten this. My hands are getting dry. Okay. So, just kind of trying to flatten this. I don't want the crust to be too thick. It does. Have a weird texture to it, that's for sure. Just trying to get this out as much as possible. Okay, that looks pretty good. It's not as big as I thought it would be, but I don't want the dough to be too thin. But that looks pretty good. So we're going to let this cook. So we're going to let this cook for, it says, transfer baking sheet and bake for 7 to 9 minutes until golden brown and crispy. So we're going to put this in the oven. So we're going to bring you guys over here to the stove here. And I've never made my own pizza sauce before. So I'm hoping that this tastes good. So the pizza sauce is a recipe out of the cookbook. So I can show you that here. Here really quickly, it's a recipe book right out of it. Pizza dough, pizza sauce. So first time making homemade pizza sauce. Hopefully it turns out good. So the first thing we're going to do is do a cup full of tomato puree. So I've got this right here. Hopefully I don't spill it or make a huge mess. Here we go. Perfect. And then we're going to add the tomato paste, which is right here. And you want 6 ounces, so this whole container here. So I'm just going to dig this out of here. I'm not a girl that likes big chunks of tomatoes, so this is probably going to be my new favorite pizza sauce. I prefer even on like spaghetti, when I make spaghetti, I hate the big chunks of peppers and onions and all that good stuff and everything. I don't like that. So now we're going to add in some clove or garlic, minced garlic. I'm going to do about probably, it says 4. I'm going to do 4 big chunks of this. I love garlic. There we go. That's probably pretty good. And then we're going to add 1 teaspoon of onion powder. So I've got my onion powder here. You guys can't see it very well. Very sunny today. It's going to be a high of 84 or 85 or something like that. So I'm very, very excited about that. I'm ready for it to be nice outside. And then we're going to add dry oregano. So I got my oregano here, 1 teaspoon. All these dry ingredients are 1 teaspoon. So then we're going to add dry basil right here. Basil. Oh, this one's never been opened. Here we go. And then parsley. Some parsley flakes. A teaspoon. And then salt. I really think this is going to be my new favorite. And then we're going to let this come to a boil and we're going to let it sit for 20 minutes. Yeah, I really think this is going to be my new favorite tomato or pizza sauce. So we're going to let this cook on medium-high heat for the next 20 minutes. Ah! Just got tomato all over me. Splatter. So that pizza dough is about done, and we're going to do the toppings here next. So I'm going to shut you guys off here for a few minutes, and we'll come back when that pizza dough is done. Okay guys, now we're doing quite a bit more. So we're actually making the pizza, putting it together. Here is the dough. It looks pretty good. Not too dry. I just pulled it out of the oven, so it's got a little bit of golden brown on the sides here. Now we're putting the pizza together. It's a funnel, sausage, and basil pizza. There's actually a picture there. I hope you guys can kind of see it. I don't know. There's a big old glare there. I'll have to show a different kind of picture there, but I've got my sausage cooking over here, my pizza sauce going over here, so we're letting those cook down here, and then we're going to put the pizzas all together. One of the things we have to do here really quickly though is cut up this fennel, and again, I am not familiar with this, how to cook it, nothing like that. So I guess you just, it says to take funnel bulb shaves. So I am just going to cut this here. Let me get this down here. And it's about this. So I'm just going to cut the head of that off of there. And then I guess I'm just going to use, you don't even cook this, it's just, well, I'm going to take the bad parts off of it, but, so like right here, I guess you could just, oh, it does smell good. It has a good smell to it, and I'm just kind of cutting this very thinly. It almost smells minty. I don't know, it has a weird smell to it, but I like it. Very different. And this is going to go on the top of the pizza. Kyle says he's had this stuff before. I have never. He's not on pizza, but in a dish before. So, just cutting this up here. just shaved slices of this. I kind of want to try it by itself and see if I like it. And then we're going to use torn basil. So I've just got some pre-cutted basil here that we're just going to put on the pizza. You guys all know what this is. So basil, and then nut cheese. That was a hard one to find for this recipe. I've been bougieing it out and using my Instacart on a lot of my stuff, and these people that go to get my groceries for me and deliver it to me are probably thinking, what is this lady eating? It's so many crazy things. Like, I had them get me this, but they could not find the nut cheese. And it's just vegan cheese. It's non-dairy cheese is what it is. So there's that. Our sausage is cooking. Grass-fed sausage. I get this in my butcher box every month. I love it. And the cheese we're going to use is smoked Gouda. So you can choose whatever kind of cheese you want. I am going to use smoked Gouda, and yay, it's in a block. I was afraid it was going to be in slices. I mean, it is in slices, but we're going to put it in chunks. So I'm going to take a couple of these slices here, and like, I've never had non-dairy cheese, so let's go ahead, and while the meat is cooking, we're going to try a piece of this. It tastes good. And then let's take oh, this has got some flavor to it. Very different. I can't believe how much flavor comes out of that thing. That's crazy. Okay, so what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to take these slices and I'm just going to make chunks here. Little Western. I was born in Iowa. Well, I was born in Omaha, Nebraska, but I was raised in Iowa. And now I love Arizona. I don't think it would be very hard for me to move from Arizona. I'd have to be in this warm climate for the rest of my life. Okay, so we're going to let that sausage keep cooking. We'll come back and we'll put the pizza all together, okay? Okay guys, here is our crust. Our sauce is all done. It's very thick sauce. It's not like a typical ragu marinara sauce. It's very thick, which I think I'm gonna like. I really do. So lots of flavor. We got Italian seasoning in the dressing, or in the crust. We got garlic. We got garlic in the pizza sauce. We've got onion powder in the pizza sauce. We got all sorts of different flavors. And then we're going to add in the sausage, which I've got right over here. We just finished cooking this, and we're just going to drizzle it up here. You're supposed to use 1/4 of a cup, so probably because you don't want to use up all the heaviness. I don't know. We'll see how heavy this meat is, but that looks pretty good. Maybe a little bit more. We'll see. There's probably going to be a lot of flavor to this. And then we're going to add in the fennel. So I'm just going to kind of spread it out here. Here we go. And then we're going to add the cheese. And then the cheese here. The cheese has got lots. I don't know if the cheese is going to melt, knowing that it's not dairy. So I don't know. We'll see. And then the basil. We're going to add in the basil here. I'm just adding in this cheese. Hopefully it melts a little bit. And then the basil here is just torn up basil here. So just a few. Few more here. There we go. And then we're going to stick this back in the oven, and we're going to broil it for about 1 to 2 minutes, and then until the toppings are crisp and the cheese has melted. So hopefully the cheese melts, and this looks really good actually, pretty fancy. And we're going to put it back in the oven, and then we will test it out. So here's the finished product. Here we're going to try it. The basil got a little bit burnt, but I don't know, I guess you could say it's brown. I'm just interested to see how the crust tastes. And the cheese kind of melted, kind of not. You're going to have to eat it with a fork. My neighbor's got the sprinklers on. Okay. So, pretty good slices. It's pretty thick. The crust is kind of thick. Let me move this up here. Okay, so as you guys can kind of see, it's pretty thick crust. We're going to try this. Pretty good. I like the pizza sauce. Very good. The crust, not my favorite. The crust isn't bad though. You'd have to get used to it. I'm so used to the fathead crust. But this pizza's not bad. I think it's pretty good. I would definitely eat this again. It's very healthy. It's 650 calories. Total fat is 52 grams. Sodium is 1,000 milligrams. Fiber is 5. Protein 27 grams. So pretty good. Just different. You have to be open to trying new things. And that's definitely what I like to do with this recipe book. We're in the meat section now, so this is pretty good. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye.